Hey guys, welcome back to the daily crypto market update. BTC fell a lot yesterday, down to $89,253. This lower wick that we can see much more clearly if we get rid of all of this stuff right here is a massive low. In terms of our support fan, Bitcoin clearly dropped below it, and it actually snapped back up to it yesterday. To be honest, if you're someone who's looking to short a really long level of support, and again, this is like a massively long-term level of support that hasn't been pierced before, going back all the way over here, this would be the place where you would want to be shorting. Now, there are lots of reasons why you might not want to short here, but this is honestly the setup, shorting from there and then riding it all the way down. Now, we do have bearish confirmation. We have TBO breakdowns, these yellow dots right here, which tell us that Bitcoin should continue to have explosive downside movement. The next real level of support here, according to the TBO, is at $74,000. Now, there's a chance, just like Harry said, there's a chance, in Dumb and Dumber, I believe it's Harry. I need to watch the movie again. It's been too long. But there's a chance that we might get a bounce on BTC. But there are much bigger and much more exciting things that are happening outside of Bitcoin. Ethereum had a bullish engulfing candle yesterday. Keep in mind, we still have two breakdowns. There's a huge chance that we're going to see a third one. Now, I mentioned this in yesterday's video that we have two of these breakdowns, that we have these breakdowns here for Bitcoin. We did see it move lower. These don't mean like going down like 2%. It means like another 15% drop. Those are predictive, explosive downside moves that they're predicting. Those are the symbols. That's the purpose of these things, okay? But there's a chance that these are exhaustion symbols. Because we've already seen a lot of explosive downside moves for Ethereum, namely, these symbols would have been much more valid back over here before it started to dump massively. It dumped massively here, 2 days down 22%. Started dropping on Tuesday last week, and it fell down 16% over 4 days. That's a pretty decent move. The other thing that's really interesting to compare Ethereum and Bitcoin, both of these are strong bearish below the daily TBO clouds, but the big difference between the two is the slow line for Bitcoin continues to point down, which means that it's macro bearish, but Ethereum, it's still kind of sort of pointing up, which is ridiculous. And in terms of RSI, daily RSI is actually looking much better. I talked about this in yesterday's market analysis in the Better Traders Club, and I think I touched on this a little bit here as well on YouTube, but the main thing that Ethereum has going against it in terms of daily RSI, and I use RSI with a length of 7 for those that are curious, because it's much more responsive for crypto instead of the default level of 14 that would work with stocks, I guess. But the main thing I'm trying to point out here is that we have these successively lower highs for RSI, okay? If Ethereum is going to be bullish, it needs to push above this level of really weird looking resistance. But more importantly, it needs to push above this level here at 48.27. If that happens, the price of Ethereum will have shot up a lot. It'll shoot up back up to 34.35, which is this like level of contention. But remember, even though there are some possible bullish reversal signs happening, on-balance volume is arguably extremely bearish here for Ethereum. It's near levels of support for on-balance volume, kind of sort of from June, not really from April. It could still fall more, and it should, but it's very bearish. Volume continues to exceed the moving average. Things are bearish, okay? So yes, we had a really great bounce yesterday. Yes, Ethereum had a bullish engulfing candle, but it's still strong bearish. Now, this is the more important chart right now. This is combined stablecoin dominance. I made a video about this and posted it on the Coin Bureau Trading channel yesterday. If you missed that video, watch it. Okay, I've been talking about this chart day in and day out, especially with the Better Traders Club members. This is so important. Every single time that combined stablecoin dominance gets up to this max pain level of around 8.75%, that has previously marked the bottom of the bull market, or not bull market, but the bottom in terms of like max fear. It's a weird way to say it. But this is August 5th. This is April 7th, and then April 9th. This is where Bitcoin started to rally after it dropped to like 75K and then it rallied all the way up higher, okay? This is still bullish, just so you know. On the daily time frame, we have TBO breakouts that are valid, meaning that we should see more explosive upward continuation, which means more pain for crypto. The slow line continues to curl up, telling us that the macro trend is bullish. And for this chart, that's a bad thing. We only have one bearish reversal warning telling us here with this red triangle, TBT bearish divergence. Going back over here to the previous rally, we saw multiple TBT bearish divergences, and it still took basically 50 days for the price to reverse. Back over here, we saw several of these. We saw an immediate reaction, but it still took 70 days for the price, or in this case, a percentage to reverse. So what does this mean? It means that we're not out of the woods yet. On daily RSI, it started to get up really high yesterday, but because we had a little bit of a recovery move for Bitcoin and Ethereum and lots of alts, we saw dominance shift majorly away from stablecoin dominance. But please keep in mind, it's still in the worry zone. This is a very dangerous spot for it to be. Yes, on the 4-hour time frame, there are bearish reversal signs, just like back over here. Saturday, November 8th, we saw a little bit of a recovery, only for it to shoot up higher. Keep in mind, the macro trend for stablecoin dominance on the 4-hour is still bullish. On the daily, it's bullish. On the weekly, it's strong bullish above the weekly cloud. So please hear me out. Like, I want to see this drop just like all of you, but I'm also very cautious about screaming, oh yeah, the bottom's in, everything's going to be rallying up higher. Yes, we had a great candle close yesterday for Bitcoin and for Ethereum. It was amazing. But this is telling me, no, we're still in the danger zone. Now, the big news about yesterday is that Bitcoin dominance dropped. It printed a negative 0.67% close. This in itself is amazing because, again, I shared this drawing back over here in late September. This is when I drew it out in September, okay? I was expecting Bitcoin dominance to go up to about 61%, which it did, basically up here, 60.79%. And I expected it to start falling by the time we get to mid-November, which is happening right now. This is the deceiving part, and I don't want to get into it because I already went into details in the Coin Bureau trading video. Watch that. But Bitcoin dominance falling is giving the false impression to the crypto market that everything should be pumping now. But the problem is that if stablecoin dominance is pumping and Bitcoin dominance is dumping, this is confirmation of a bear market, pure and simple. But the market is not interpreting it that way. We saw a bullish TBT bullish divergence here on the daily time frame. We saw an increase of 5.83% in Solana's market cap, or not market cap, but market cap dominance yesterday. For top 10 dominance, we have 2.25% close and a second TBT bullish divergence cluster. A cluster is just telling us that there are multiple of these green triangles here. So when we get 3 of these or more within 5 candles, I believe, or 5 bars, it's going to give us one of these big exclamation point symbols, which is awesome. So it's telling us that money is moving, dominance is shifting to coins that are in the top 10, which is most likely going to be all thanks to Solana, honestly. Totally50.D is still looking bullish. We even have a TBO cross up in process. Not really that great of a symbol to use on the daily time frame. It's more effective on the weekly, but way better for bot trading signals. But here's the truth. Even though the market is still very bearish, look at this. Total 3 ES BTC actually closed above the daily TBO cloud. For all of you that love using the Ichimoku cloud, okay? It's a similar concept and theory. So right now we have confirmation, we've had confirmation actually on the Ichimoku cloud that total 3 ES BTC is bullish because it's above the cloud. But this is also a jagged and very, very raggedy indicator to use, whereas the TBO makes it much cleaner. Now, I understand your frustration because most altcoins are not pumping wildly right now. There are some. We're going to look at a lot of those. But this is what I've been saying and repeating over and over. It's going to be a selective alt rally. We're going to see coins do extremely well. Like we saw for Zcash, we're going to see coins do extremely well, but not everything will. The reason for that is simple. As long as stablecoin dominance increases while Bitcoin dominance is decreasing, we're going to see money go quickly over into these others, into these low caps and stuff like that. So total 3ES BTC, meaning it's the ratio of the total market cap excluding Bitcoin, Ethereum, and stablecoins in Bitcoin. The reason why this is moving up right now is because Bitcoin is dropping, but a lot of other coins are doing well, or they're not dropping as hard as BTC is, which is a very interesting concept. Others, BTC agrees. This is actually even more bullish. It pushed up 1.73% yesterday. It already had the bullish reversal signs back over here before the pump on the 7th of November. Now we're in process of seeing an open long, which is nuts. The level to watch right now remains up here at 0.15. This is strong resistance. There's also historical resistance here at 0.14. We're getting close. Now, I have a lot of charts to share with you, but the main thing you need to know right now, Bitcoin dominance dropping is good. It is really good, and it's going to help propel lots of low caps to go up higher, but this is just a temporary rally. It's not going to be a long-lasting rally at all. Now, like I said before, I shared a lot of information already in the Better Traders Club. To check out the club, there are links down below. You also go to thebettertraders.com and click on the club button right here, which will take you over here. If you want access and you're just a crypto cheapo tire kicker, there is a starter tier for just $1 a month. We get a ton of stuff. If you want access to the TBO trade setups, weekly, it's not weekly, monthly watch lists, DCA bot templates, there's a ton of stuff. That's going to be the trader tier. If you want access to everything, that's the pro tier, of course. But the good news is that if you don't have any of our courses, you actually get a free month of the Better Traders Club when you sign up to any of our courses. And I always tell everyone, start with 15 minutes to financial freedom. This is a great course because it covers both passive and active trading, automated or trend trading strategies. Automated meaning that it's using free TBT signals available through all trading platform, and trend trading strategies using the TBO plus AB trading strategies. It comes with one-on-one coaching sessions. You never lose access to the course. It's a one and done deal. You also get free updates to the course for life, which is nuts. So anyway, it's a good deal. Now, I want to get into today's picks, but before I do, I want to remind you, subscribe. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, and also consider sharing this video or my channel with other people, whether it's on socials, friends or family, all that fun stuff, to help me reach my target of 100,000 subs this year. Now, we're going to get into my picks, but you probably have some picks as well. Leave a comment down below with what coins or charts that you're interested. No promises, no guarantees, but I do read the comments for better or for worse. Now, STRK. This one is doing a lot of crazy ups and downs right now. It still has a valid TBO breakout from Sunday. After moving up here to about 24 cents, it had a pullback yesterday down to 17 cents and has since moved up 28%. It's back above the 236 fib level. What we want to see for this chart are two things. We want to see the price close above the 236, and I believe it's going to happen today. The second thing we want to see is volume continue to overwhelm this yellow moving average. This is a sign of bullish strength that is building for STRK. Okay? We want to see it continue to overwhelm the moving average, which is a great sign. And this, with green candles and lots of volume, will force on-balance volume to rocket up higher and higher. Right now, we have a strong uptrend for STRK on-balance volume, in terms of RSI, in terms of volume, even in terms of the TBO. I expect more TBO breakouts to print on the daily time frame. It does not go up and to the right in a straight line, so you might want to consider a DCA approach to this. Understand that it does have some pretty nasty pullbacks, 30%. Over here, it was 40%. But this is a really nice trend that is taking shape even on the 4-hour time frame. We want to stay with the trend. So again, the hope, the dream, is to see STRK close above the 236 level at just about 20 cents. And the other thing that's really important that's happening here, and I mentioned this in yesterday's video, is that the price is now pushing these TBO resistance levels up higher and higher and higher, which is evidence of a strong bullish uptrend. We see this happen all the time. And if the chart's falling, we're going to see support being moved lower and lower and lower, like right over here. So being moved lower, 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 lower. But we're actually on the cusp of seeing it do this, which is actually breaking out to the top side and pushing it up higher and higher and higher and higher. Okay? So enough about STRKnet. NIBI is still valid. It has 2 TBO breakouts, even though it's had a slight pullback over the last couple of days. Not really worried about it. But again, warning, warning, this is a very, very low cap chart. Monero XMR is in process of printing a TBT bearish divergence, just like it did back over here on the 6th of October. It did drop a lot. Everything did, but I don't think this is necessarily predicting the massive dump we would see on the 10th. But it is letting us know there's a bearish pullback alert that's happening right now. With that said, this chart's done really well in terms of a TBO springboard bounce, in that the price has a pullback to the daily TBO fast line, the thick green line, and then trading it up here to resistance over and over. We haven't seen XMR come back down here to the fast line yet, or rather since the 5th of November. So seeing it do one more of those would be a really nice trade setup. ASTER continues to push up higher and harder. Volume is starting to overwhelm the moving average, not previous highs, but it is showing bullish continuation strength, and you can see it here with on-balance volume. And the price is now above the cloud. Yesterday up 17%. The target remains up here, the 618 level, which is also going to correlate or correspond with overhead resistance. That's still very much valid. I still expect other similar coins that are new listings like this to do well, especially if we get a little bit of a relief bounce from BTC like we saw yesterday. Charts like this should continue to do well. Now, with that said, on the 4-hour time frame, we do have new TBO breakouts. It's also pausing at the 0.5. So if you're excited about this chart here, you'll be even more excited about it down here at $1.24 when it drops, because this one also does have some pullbacks of about 11% over and over. So what I'm saying is don't chase, be patient, wait for a pullback so that way you can at least build a position and not trying to ape into it as it's pushing up higher. We're not in that kind of market yet. So all of these light blue flags are indicating TBO breakouts on the charts. Now, these orange flags are indicating TBO closed shorts, which are bullish reversal signals from the TBO indicator, which stands for the trending breakout indicator. So this one, Bananas 31, pumped like crazy on Sunday. Sunday to Monday, pumped up 160%, and it continues to pull back. Now, the strategy that we use with this TBO closed short is that we want to be entering on the pullback to the fast line, which just happened this morning within 2 hours of today's candle. So if you're looking to get into bananas, this would be the place to take an entry and looking for like a follow-up move. Why do we do this? Well, the reason why is because we don't want to chase the pump. We want to wait for the pullback after everyone's forgotten about it. Entering here on the fast line gives us a decent entry for a follow-up move. That's why. Hype. This one on the 4-hour time frame had 3 TBO closed shorts. I talked about this in yesterday's video. It's amazing because the price started to rally after that, moving up about 7%, which is crazy. And then, of course, it had a pullback. But it does not exclude this chart, or rather, it doesn't discount the fact that this could still have a bullish move. I actually think that we're going to see hype move up and continue to move up. The main thing it has to do on the daily time frame is it has to close inside of this mass, which is the TBO cloud. It tried to back over here earlier this month and it failed. What we want to see is something like this, a good push above overhead resistance and into the cloud, and then ideally pushing up and out of the cloud and holding there. Okay, but it is bearish, so keep that in mind. XPL Plasma, this one had a bullish breakout yesterday, up 15%. TBO closed shorts here on the 4-hour time frame. It also had a TBT bullish divergence on Monday afternoon. Great reaction. This is one we've been watching a long time and very patiently waiting for a breakout. We saw kind of a breakout happen, and then it got rejected. So again, we're just waiting for good bullish reversal signals here. These are some really good bullish reversal signals for the 4-hour time frame. Bitcoin Cash, because Bitcoin did well yesterday, remember that Bitcoin Cash typically outdoes whatever Bitcoin does. So Bitcoin moved up like 3%, Bitcoin Cash 12%. One thing that's really interesting about this chart though, and we don't even need the TBO to see it, it's been in a crazy range right here. Actually, a really, really, really good range for just manual trading or active trading, as I like to call it. This is a crazy like range right here. Even right here to here is like 9%. That's really good. And it just keeps going back and forth, back and forth. Well, I don't like grid bots. You could use a grid-like strategy on a chart like this. It's just moving sideways. It's crab walking. So now we're into some green-looking charts. These are all showing us some bullish things that are happening either with the TBO or TBT bullish divergence or just bullish things that are happening. Now, I mentioned before that Solana dominance has increased a lot yesterday. That's mainly because the price of Solana shot up 7%. What's crazy is that we have these TBO breakdowns, which tell us that there should be a bullish breakdown to go like explosively lower. But as I said in yesterday's video, we've already seen a lot of these explosive moves already. So the problem with seeing TBO breakdowns this late in the game, after we've seen the price already dump a lot, is these could be exhaustion wicks, or not exhaustion wicks, but exhaustion breakdowns, meaning that yes, it should break down, but the reality is that we've already been breaking down for a long time. So these could be bottoming signals. Now, the fact that we saw Solana close 7% up yesterday, a massive bullish engulfing candle, is impressive. This does not, I repeat, discount the fact, though, that this is still a strong bearish chart. It's still below the TBO cloud. The other thing about this that I pointed out in yesterday's video and also to the better traders again is that, look, like it's right here at historical TBO support. If it were to bounce, if you're going to be taking an entry and you got balls of steel, this would be the place to do it. So it's holding up okay for now. But keep in mind, the chart is very bearish. It's extremely strong bearish. We do not have a bullishly ascending TBO slow line. Come on. There we go. So it's kind of flat, meaning that we don't have a real strong trend. I've pointed out many times as well in my analysis yesterday for the Better Traders Club and also for you guys that many charts are massively overextended from the TBO fast line. This does not mean that everything is going to be bottoming out today and now everything's just going to go right back up to where it dropped from. No. What we need to be looking at and be real about is, yes, things are oversold. And when they get oversold, we get a little bit of a move up here close to the fast line before things roll over. So any sort of a move up here to the fast line is a great exit strategy or an entry strategy if you're choosing to build a short position. And if you're shorting with leverage, use a stop loss. There are no guarantees. If the charts do start to pump higher and harder, okay, great, you get stopped out. Then you can decide, okay, I'm going to flip it. I'm going to go take a long, whatever you want to do. Okay, so we're seeing a lot of this popping up all over the place. Resolve yesterday had a really nasty Darth Maul candle. On the hourly time frame, just a brutal drop at 3 p.m. yesterday, up here at 24 cents, and it literally drops 54%. This is honestly a gift. It's actually a Bart too. It's a Bart Simpson candle. I mean, look at this. It's literally Bart Simpson. So the reason why I'm sharing this, though, is that this is still a bullish chart. How could I say that about a chart that had a nasty 50% drop? Well, look where it fell to, the fast line. This is a TBO springboard bounce setup. So expecting it to shoot up 100% is a little bit of a stretch, but it is strong bullish. So charts like this can continue to bounce back higher and harder. BNB is doing an amazing job right now. Yesterday, it was really starting to freak me out because we saw the price. We need to go back over here to the 10th, and over here, November 4th, we have this support line that's established. Then back on Friday, the 14th, we have a test. Monday, there's a test. Yesterday, a pierce. But look, now the price is above overhead resistance. This is massive for BNB. Now, when we bring the TBO back into the picture, we can see a couple of other things that are really interesting. We have very short-term TBO support here at $900. Okay? So now that the price is above overhead resistance, obviously want to see it push up higher. Maybe this is going to be our moment to see BNB go up higher. The only problem with this chart is that it has been losing strength for a long time. But as I shared in yesterday's video and in last week's videos too, Whenever we see RSI break above overhead resistance like this, it's a great sign that we should be seeing a new uptrend taking place. And look what's happening now. Now we're seeing higher lows. So this is a great sign for BNB. This is actually done. I'm going to leave it dotted. No, it's done. It's okay. So the other thing that's really great as well, and this is what I was talking about with Ethereum. What we want to see next, see all of these progressively lower highs here on daily RSI, like this and this and this. Look, if we see BNB close up green today, it's going to be taking out this most recent high on November 9th, which is great because this is basically telling us, we do have the start of a new uptrend. Now, volume isn't exceeding the moving average. On-balance volume is obviously not bullish. It's very much bearish, as you can tell by the direction of the moving average. But the price is above resistance. It's still in bearish consolidation. So here's what has to happen in order for BNB to remain bullish. For starters, it needs to tag the fast line, which is currently at 973. The second thing it needs to do is it needs to go above the 1.272 fib level, which is just below $1,000, which is a very difficult thing to do, mainly because it's a psychological level for starters. And also the price really struggled at this 1.272 level back over here, Saturday the 8th, Sunday the 9th, Monday, and then Tuesday where it dropped. So if you're looking to trade this, it is breaking out. This would be a logical place to consider taking some profit, not exactly at this level, never ever, but just slightly below it would make sense. But perhaps this is actually a pivot low and we're going to see BNB snap back from here. That would be amazing. But I'm not seeing the volume to say, oh yeah, that's happening. ICP on the 4-hour time frame printed a TBT bullish divergence yesterday in the very early hours of the morning. Now, it still has historical TBO resistance that you have to watch. But seeing a move like this is a good sign. Even though it closed red and it's still inside the cloud, it's in bearish consolidation. But volume is starting to pick up again. So it looks like round 2 could be starting for ICP, just like we're seeing round 2 start for STRKnet. Go, STRKnet, go. All right, Wormhole, W. So this is one that I shared yesterday. I was like, guys, watch out. It has TBO breakdowns, and then it says, nope, I'm good. Trust me, it's done this so many times before. I opened up a short position here thinking that if it breaks support, and this is literally the low, I know we have a wick there from October 10th, but this is like the lowest that it's ever gone right here at 500 or basically 5 cents. Okay. So if Wormhole, which did pierce that level yesterday, if it was going to drop from this level, then this is where it's game over time and it's just going to dump lower and lower. But there's a chance that this is going to be a double bottom. I am ignoring this on purpose because this was a scam wick. Okay. So trust me, things are not in my favor in terms of this chart. RSI is still very weak. On-balance volume is bearish. Volume in general is very bearish. It is kind of sort of outperforming or exceeding the moving average, but not wildly so. There's still a good chance that this chart just absolutely fails and crashes. But with that said, I have taken a small, long position here, and I'm going to be taking profit quickly. I am not going to be doing one of these crazy 200% trades on this. It'd be great if that happened, but it's very risky. Telcoin. Again, I've said it before, like when we are in these conditions right now, so many charts yesterday woke up and started to look really green, right? But what actually pays more is to focus on charts that have been previously strong bullish. Now, Telcoin, the only tell here is that volume has been dropping off a lot, which is a bearish sign. On-balance volume, however, is showing us a bullish uptrend. RSI is still overbought, although it put in a lower high yesterday, which is understandable. But it is showing us some good upward price action. The main thing that continues to be amazing is that this level here of TBO resistance at 0.006642 or so is holding up. We also have historical TBO resistance back over here. Now, we already know that Telcoin is above overhead resistance, which isn't working on the weekly. Why would it work? But we're looking at this, and now it's above, which is great. But we really, really want to see it conquer this level. So with that said, look at all the trading activity that's happening on faster timeframes. This is what's making this a great chart for trading. So consider zooming in on these charts that are strong bullish. You can ride the wave. Say, this one printed a TBO breakdown cluster. Now, admittedly, this is happening after a pretty nasty drop. On the daily time frame, it's not near its all-time low, which is at 13 cents. So it could still drop. But if the market is cumulatively going to be moving up together, Say will follow. But just keep in mind, Say has done this so many times. I want to delete these guys just to emphasize this and get rid of the trend lines, get rid of this. Every single time there's been some sort of a bounce for Say, it drops, right? It's dropping here, 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 here. So the next time, what makes me think that Say is going to actually bottom from here and go all the way up to 34 cents? Nothing. Nothing in my wildest dreams or imagination would expect that to happen. If it does, cool. But for right now, no, like I would be looking at this as an opportunity to short it back down if the market's going to remain bearish. Bonk still has a valid TBO breakdown cluster. Again, it's the same kind of story for Say and Bonk. We could see a nice 15% push up here to the fast line, but why would this time be any different than what we saw back over here on the 27th, what we saw here on the 7th, what we saw here on the 11th? So any sort of bullish bounce up is an opportunity to short the market until proven otherwise. Now, again, just some reminders about the market where we are. Zcash, while it's still great for trading, it did print 2 TBO closed longs, which have been closed because the price returned back up to the 4-hour fast line. It does have a TBT bearish divergence on the 4-hour, but nothing else on the daily time frame. It's still a great chart for trading, but it is obviously losing strength, and I'm seeing less people talk about it. So keep in mind. Morpho has, I believe it's closed. Yep, this closed long from yesterday. It shot up to the fast line, so therefore it's done. Still a great chart for trading, especially on faster time frames, but it's risky. Now, these are charts just to keep an eye on. Litecoin had a good bounce with the rest of the market up 4% yesterday off of TBO support, which is cool. Keep watching it. ENA, this one is also bouncing from this weekly TBO support level, which is awesome. It still has a long way to go to get any sort of semblance of being bullish. Dogecoin actually had a bullish engulfing candle yesterday. But again, similar story to everything else right now. Any push up here to the fast line should be interpreted as an opportunity to either take profit or to short. Tau, bullish engulfing candle yesterday, which is amazing, especially for a chart that's been super duper oversold for quite a while. Zebek network, danger. This is just a warning, a reminder that very short-term support, which was tested over here and respected, was pierced yesterday. That's typically a bad sign. And it put in a lower low. Not as low as this one, but that's not good. So there's a chance that we could see this one continue to break down. Careful. Horizon, just crazy chart for trading, especially on faster time frames. Just great whips, great dips. Now, on to the requests. Again, reminder, if you have coins you want me to check out, leave a comment down below. So XAN, never heard of this before, but man, oh man, what a chart. Monday and Tuesday, it pumped up 127%. The first thing that sticks out to me is that the price shot up all the way up here to price-based resistance at 0.05897, which is incredible. It's respecting this level, which is also really cool. So that's a good sign that if you're patient and you want to wait, then it might make sense to wait for the price to drop down a little bit. So that way you can trade it up to that same level. Volume yesterday was good for the chart, 2 million or so. But it's also a very, very new listing. So there's a lot of volatility to be expected. However, new listings have a lot of potential. Xverge, this one actually, I don't know why I haven't been watching this one because it has been making some good moves. It continues to mess around with historical TBO resistance, just popping up to it, dropping, popping back up, dropping, popping back up. Good for trading. Linnea, this is one that we've been waiting on for a long time to actually wake up and perk up. Don't give up hope just yet. Once the market does collectively start moving up higher, because Linnea is a fairly low market cap coin, it does have a lot of trading volume, but charts like this will wake up. It's just going to take however long it's going to take. On the 4-hour time frame, it has printed TBT bullish divergences several times, but nothing is really convincing yet in terms of a bullish reaction, save for what we saw a week ago. AVAX or Avalanche actually looks a lot like Linnea right now. The main thing right now with AVAX is that it's still strong bearish, as you can tell here with this descending on balance volume. Volume as well has just been bearishly dropping more and more. You would expect AVAX to do a lot better, considering the fact that, it's a good product. It has a good team of developers, and like it's actually a functioning product compared to like a meme coin. So one thing I'll say is that if we get a nice collective alt bounce from here, an alt rally, it is a historical TBO support. The fact that it's not just plummeting further and further is a good sign. The other thing to watch as well is, we do have higher lows happening on RSI. So here, this is a great example. So we got these lower lows here. No, lower highs for daily RSI, and then we get one that's above it from the 10th. That's a great sign. And we have higher lows on daily RSI. So strength is starting to build. We actually have hidden bullish divergence there. TBT divergence is also calling that out as well. But it is very bearish on the daily, on the weekly, on the 4-hour. So there are no real amazing bullish signs other than the fact that it's at historical TBO support. Syrup, this one started to look really amazing again, and it's dropped back below the cloud on Monday, losing 12%. But honestly, this is what this chart's been doing over and over. It's actually a great chart still, in my opinion. Really amazing for trading. Look at all these whips and dips. Like moving up 35%, moving up 36%, moving up 34%, or if you're going to be shorting it, it's dropping 25%, dropping 26%, dropped 26% again. It's very dependable in terms of its sideways range. Last but not least is Polygon, or previously Matic. TBO breakdown cluster. This could be an exhaustion breakdown. The only problem here is that it's in price discovery mode, according to this chart. Now, if we go to Matic, if we actually have one, here we go. There we go. That's weird. The price is so different. Wait. Okay, they changed it from here. There was an exchange, though, that kept the Matic symbol. Do we have it here? Okay. Yeah, it's still Matic. Okay. This is Polygon. Yeah, I'm trying to help you guys out. I was thinking maybe we have a lower low, so we can kind of go off that. But no, it's in price discovery mode, but in the worst possible way, losing support and just getting really bearish. If the market decides to bounce from here, it's at a very opportune spot, but I'm not seeing any bullish reversal symbols. The only bullish interpretation you could see is, well, we have breakdowns, so the bottom could be near. But that's not really comforting, okay? So again, keep your eyes glued on Bitcoin dominance and how dominance is shifting in favor of stablecoins in low caps. See how total 3ES BTC is moving up, others BTC. There's a lot of good stuff that's really happening right now. So before you go, watch this video that I posted on Sunday. It's going to really help you out. And until the next time, you know what to do. Stay awesome and stay in the green. Peace.